Man, last night again, this should be an amazing episode. Welcome to MMA Dynasty, Lucas Tracy MMA, Jacob Ross MMA, and we are about to get into this. But man, what did I tell you? I said that earlier this week. I said, man, I have this big fight feel. This card feels like a big one, and it delivered. It delivered. I mean, not every fight, but the ones that really counted, especially the top two on the main card. And man, I had been saying all week that I had a strange feeling about Kamaru Usman. I had a strange feeling the day of the fight. The day of the fight, I wake up in
Text
the
me.
morning and the first thing on my mind is, holy shit, I think he's going to lose. I think Kamaru's going to lose. And earlier in the week, I said, I keep getting 2019 Tyron Woodley vibes from Kamaru Usman. The vibes that I got, well, I didn't get this back in 2019, but I was getting the 2019 Tyron Woodley vibes, the Tyron Woodley that lost to Kamaru Usman. I was getting that about Kamaru going into the Edwards fight. And the thing that I said, the key thing that I said going into this is that even though Kamaru's taking Leon seriously, I didn't see that he genuinely felt that he was in a severe level of threat. And when I say threat, I mean getting KO'd, getting hurt in the octagon. Because as we know, Leon loves to cruise to decisions. And I was fucking right. Kamaru Usman, the last round, had it in the bag. And I genuinely don't think that he really believed that Leon Edwards could be capable of putting his lights out. And look what fucking happened. Crazy, crazy, ridiculous.
Yeah,
It was
I
insane.
yeah we
Holy shit.
like we both predicted Usman by decision, but
Yeah.
we said it for we've been saying this for months or since we started this account. Like Usman's head is not on this division anymore. His head, he talks about fighting Canelo, going up to 205. He's joining a movie. Like his
Yeah.
head was not on Leon or the 170-pound division as a whole, and that showed when even when he was walking out, I just felt like something was off. Like he just didn't seem like the usual hungry Kamar Usman. Like it's almost felt like he was faking like it. You know what I mean? Like when he's walking
Yeah.
in, like seeming super intense, it almost felt fake this time compared to other times where he looked through his eyes. You could see that this guy is ready to kill someone. But this
Yeah,
time it just
absolutely.
felt like forced.
Yeah, it's again, it felt like protocol. It felt like this is just
Yeah.
another fight. But think about it like this. When the last five times we've seen him in the octagon, well, we've seen him against Colby Covington, and every time he fights Colby Covington, he shows up ready to kill because
Yeah.
he doesn't like Colby, right? He doesn't like Colby. The last thing he wants is Colby to beat him. So he shows up ready. Gilbert Burns, I mean, that had a lot riding on it. That was bragging rights. That was, who's the baddest guy in our gym. Our coaches know what's going to go down.
Yeah.
There was some heat behind that
It
performance.
was, yeah.
You saw that he was hyped up
Yeah,
like beyond belief for that
and
one.
then before the fight, like yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was an intense one.
And then Masvidal, you know how badly he wanted to knock out Masvidal in the other fight, the rematch.
Wanted
And
to
then
prove
exactly
that he can knock people out.
that he
Like
can knock people out. And then against Woodley, obviously, he wanted to win the belt. But like this time, as I said, it's like, where was that? And don't, and here's the thing. I have to give him credit because he lost that first round. He was humiliated in that first round. I don't think any of us expected Leon Edwards to take him down and then take his back and almost submit him. I mean, that
yeah,
was crazy.
holy
But
shit.
for Kamaru to come back and dominate Leon Edwards for the rest of the fight, we're going to talk about the cheating. We're going to talk about that. But for Usman, I mean, I'm going to be honest. In that third, fourth round, I was like, oh my God, this is over. Like Kamaru Usman's beating the shit out of him straight up. And for Kamaru to do that, it was good. It was impressive. But still, again, I do not think that Kamaru Usman was convinced that Leon Edwards had the capability to put his lights out in the octagon. And we've never seen Kamaru Usman like that. Like, bro, Kamaru Usman, and that's how I reacted too. I had the same reaction because I saw him get knocked out and I couldn't even say anything. I was just like, that's not supposed to happen. Like Kamaru Usman is not supposed to get knocked out
By Leon Edwards,
by
especially.
Leon Edwards. Like if he gets knocked out, it's supposed to be by Masvidal or
Yeah.
Burns or Chimaev, not Leon.
Yeah.
I thought if Leon won, he would win by decision, but
Yeah.
crazy,
I'm
man.
in,
I mean, this is
I'm in
one
shock.
of the most one of the most spectacular. This, do you think that this is? the highest stake knockout ever, or one of the
I
highest stakes
mean,
knockouts
I think
ever.
it was. It had to have been. It was 1 minute left. Like
1 minute left
like
against
beating the
Usman,
guy,
like pound
yeah,
for
the
pound.
guy who's pound for pound number one. We were talking about it last week's episode that he's top five all time undisputed if he beats Leon.
Yeah,
Like like Usman is big, like one of the greatest, you know. And
yeah,
with 1 minute left, the challenger head kick to the no head kick to the guy who's never been finished in his whole career. Like
yeah.
it's unreal.
When
I
was the
can't
last
believe
time we
it.
saw something like this? Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, but that was different because that was Ronda Rousey wasn't a dominant champ like Usman, at least not
Yeah,
like that, you know.
not like
Um,
that exactly. Not the
yeah.
same skill, not the same. Yeah,
The
but
only
like
other thing
still,
that also George St. Pierre when he lost to Matt Serra, I mean that's a little similar, but still like
at that
that,
point in his career, he wasn't. He didn't have the resume that even Usman had. He wasn't even
yeah.
close to what Usman had
And
right now.
also the other thing about that was it was early in the fight.
That was
Wasn't the
more of a
last
fluke.
wasn't yeah, it was a TKO or submission. I don't even remember.
It
But
was a TKO. It was more of a fluke too. Like
yeah, like Usman got knocked out clean. Like that
not
was
knocked out clean with a clean setup head kick. I mean, again, faked them out. He threw a bunch of feints, and then he faked the jab, faked the two, went up high when Usman was blocking the center of his face. That
yeah,
was skill. That was all skill. Also, Leon Edwards in the first round showed his skill. I mean, straight up showed took his back, took him down. But
that
like,
was crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, man. During the second, third, fourth round, we're gonna get into the cheating. Like, don't get me wrong, but I kept thinking this is such a disappointing performance from Edwards. He has nothing for Usman after the first. I kept thinking that. What were you thinking up until the head kick after the first round? What were you thinking? Second, third, fourth,
So
aside
I
from the
was
cheating? Yeah,
so what I was thinking was a few things. So I was thinking one that Leon looks very nervous. I don't know
yeah,
if you noticed, but he tripped a few times like from nothing.
yeah.
Got himself into bad situations.
Couple times getting
And
lit
then
up.
after that, the second round, second through five until the end, the he just seemed like he wasn't doing anything at all.
No,
Like
no.
doing anything. And I was like, the first thing I thought about was the altitude. I was like, he's probably like, I mean, it affected a lot of fighters last
Yeah,
night, and I was like, that's probably what it is. And I'm like, the nerves and all that. Like, so I thought it was kind of that, and I thought Usman. I was surprised because when I saw Edwards take down Usman, had some little bit of ground and pound. I thought he should have went with some more elbows, maybe
yeah.
cut up. Took his back, almost submitted him.
Yes, that was.
I I
I
thought
thought he was gonna get
Yeah,
submitted.
I mean, I didn't think he was gonna get submitted there. I just thought like I was like, okay, like this is the Tyron Woodley moment where Tyron Woodley Usman moment where Tyron Woodley got taken down the first time
Yeah,
after not being taken down in a while. He had that he didn't have the 100% takedown
but yeah, it
defense,
was like
but
it was
it
one of
was
the
pretty
guys that
good.
was extremely hard to take down.
Yeah, so once that happened, I was like, okay, like this is it. This is what it is. And I
Like,
thought that
yeah,
the rest of the fight that Usman was just gonna get dominated, honestly, which
same.
and then second round, Usman came out looking like a beast. Third round, beast. Fourth round, amazing.
But fifth round, he changed it up. He
Yeah,
didn't.
fifth round, he tried striking a little bit more with Edwards, and you just
I
can't do
think he thought Edwards was really broken, and it looked like he was all the way up until the fifth. As the fight went on, it looked like Edwards was like straight up letting go of his care of the fight. It looked like he didn't care about the outcome. It looked
Yeah,
like he
yeah,
literally was getting broken in that fight. And I mean, I understand that the kick was all skill and it wasn't a fluke, but like still, dude, Edwards didn't look that great in the majority of that fight. He had two amazing moments, which is all that counts. It's all that counts.
I think that gives him confidence going into the next fight, though. That he
Definitely, because all
have
he needs is one moment.
that can have his
He's that
worst.
slick.
And he was talking about it many times. He told literally everybody like last night's performance was horrible performance like from him. Like he was very unhappy with how he was performing, all that stuff. He was like that just wasn't me, like it just didn't feel like me. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. I really do. I think what we saw in the first round could be more of the usual Leon. You know what I mean? So I think that gives him a lot more confidence if they fight a third time. Speaking of, so after last night, instantly I was like, okay, got to run it back in London, all that stuff. But as time goes by, as I woke up today, I'm thinking they shouldn't run it back instantly. I think they should let Usman relax, recover, give him like 7 months or something.
Mhm.
Let the winner of Chimaev Diaz fight Leon.
And then the
And
winner
then
of that
Usman will
fight,
get the title shot after. Because I just like, dude, the division's been held up so much in the last few years. Like you just like you can't hold it up again. Like it's just too
I
much.
understand that. And the thing is, think about it like, I mean, hold on. They are booked for a long time. So they're booked for September, October, November, December, January. I mean,
Yeah,
I
but
don't know. Leon
they're going
doesn't
to
fight that
London in
often
March.
anyway.
They're going to London in March. And I guess it's just the thing is, bro, like,
They could go, they might go before then because
yeah, like that's yeah,
Dana says they can go
yeah,
whenever.
like I just think that Chimaev won't take much damage from the
Nah, he ain't
the
gonna take any
Diaz
damage.
fight. So like why like have him wait? So I think like that's what I want to see. I want to see Chimaev versus the first Leon, and then Usman will take the winner because I just like, dude, like I don't want to see Usman after a short layover coming back. He needs to recover. From a head kick like that, like it fucks you up in your brain, but it also it also messes you up just
Mentally.
like when you're going into another fight, like he needs time to like really think about things and gain his confidence back and that kind of stuff. So I don't like him fighting soon. I think he needs time to recover.
The only issue with that is Chimaev, if he beats Edwards, then you
That's
don't see Usman versus Edwards again.
that's fine.
At
Who
least not for a
cares?
while.
That who cares? I mean, that's a big fight already. Like who I honestly think that's better because like the fight that the UFC wants to see the most, it's Chimaev versus Usman.
Yeah.
And if you're not confident that Usman would beat Edwards the third time, which we're not after what happened last night, we're
I
not
mean,
as
he can't be that confident that he
then
beats Chimaev.
then you have to have Chimaev beat Edwards, have fight Edwards, and probably beat Edwards. So
I think the thing is, I think that the UFC does I think the UFC is gonna want Edwards Usman next because I think they like his chances. First of all, they want to do it in the UK. And if they're putting Edwards in the UK, they want to give him the best chance to win. It's gonna be Usman or Chimaev. I think they're gonna go with Usman because again, dude, Chimaev, like not many people have a chance to even beat him. And I think that they're gonna like Edwards' chances in a Kamaru Usman trilogy
that's a good
in the UK. Because
that's
if they have Chimaev fight him in the UK, it's like you're kind of having him slaughtered in front of his home country. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, if
I'm just gonna be honest. Like, listen, I think Usman was able to take down Edwards left and right. I think that Chimaev would beat Edwards. I think he'd beat him.
I think
I
you finish him in the first round.
And I think again, we finally saw what Usman looks like off of when he's taken down,
It's not.
and he ain't got much.
He
So that's what I'm saying.
Chimaev
If Edwards can take down Usman, Chimaev can take him down, and he's gonna. And guess what? I guarantee you, Chimaev's better at getting the back and choking people than Edwards is. So I that's what I'm saying. I think
was
Usman's
good.
good. Let's not be honest, because Usman, fuck, man, it's so weird because he got knocked out, but like he kind of dominated Leon Edwards in a lot of those exchanges. Even in the striking, he was overwhelming Edwards. He was breaking him. Edwards didn't have enough gas. Of course, he had enough gas to throw a gnarly head kick and knock him out, but like Usman was kind of dominating that fight. So it's not like Usman is looking that bad, but again, he just got knocked out.
See how he
And
recovers from that, I mean, he could be a
yeah,
completely different fighter. A lot of people don't come back the same after stuff like that. But I
yeah,
think regardless, it was a great night for us Chimaev fans, because
yeah.
I think last night showed that Chimaev would smoke Usman that and or Edwards. That's what I
Yeah.
think it showed. And I think yeah, I Chimaev, it's just a matter of time before he's the next champion. I'm just looking
I
forward to
I just don't like how the guy that he's fighting before his championship, like the guy that's gonna really sell us how good he is Nate Diaz. I just listen, Nate Diaz asked for this fight. He wanted the toughest guy. He's getting what he deserves, but like still, I would much rather see Chimaev get a title fight after beating a top guy. Like he just beat Burns, but if he beats another guy like that, then we're all like, okay, well, he's definitely going to win the belt. But there's so many questions if he beats Nate Diaz because it doesn't really tell us anything. I mean, listen, do we really? Okay, let's say he does go out there and finish Nate Diaz in the first 3 minutes. I mean, are we surprised? Like that's kind of what he's supposed to do. If he doesn't finish Nate Diaz, then I mean, how bad is that going to look? Let me ask you: if Chimaev doesn't finish Nate Diaz, is that going to look bad? I think it will. I think it'll look. I think it'll look really bad.
I think it would look bad. Yeah, honestly I think it would look really bad because like you just think of Chimaev and like how many different ways he can win by.
And how much of a beast he is, bro,
Yeah,
physically.
and he would have 5 rounds to finish him. Yeah, I think it would look really bad. I
I
think it would
think he's gonna finish him with cuts, bro. If he doesn't
I
choke him out, I think he's the way I think it ends is he either chokes him out, and because Nate Diaz's chin is so ridiculous, I think he finishes him due to ground and pound, like where he's not unanswered shots, or due to a cut. Because I guarantee you he's gonna cut up Nate Diaz, and I think that could easily end the fight.
I think he's gonna finish him in the first round TKO.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna take him down very early. I think this is how the fight's gonna go. We'll cover it more like as the week goes by, as that week comes.
Yeah.
But what I think Chimaev early in the fight goes back to old school Chimaev, picks Diaz up, slams him in the ground, gets on top of him, ground and pound TKO finish. That's how I think it's gonna go.
I
Yeah,
think so.
that's the only outcome I really see happening, honestly, with Diaz being such a tough motherfucker, you know?
So let me ask you, if if Usman and Edwards rematch, I mean, have a trilogy, who would you favor?
Want to know something? Because at
Yeah.
first I thought, right instantly, I thought Usman.
Okay.
Today I had more time to really think about it. I think Edwards. And I think Edwards because I think he has the confidence
Yeah.
in the next fight.
It's a
I think
big deal.
it's home territory. I think he's taken Usman down before, so Usman knows he could get taken down by Edwards. Usman has to fear the kicks and know that
Yep.
he could get knocked out. Usman
Yep.
in the previous fights was made Usman so good. One of the things that's made Usman so good is that knows that he can rely on his chin.
He's got
Now,
a great chin. He's always had a
yeah,
good
yeah.
chin.
But now he doesn't know that. After he
Yeah, I
gets
mean, like that head kick would have KO'd anybody, but like
yes, but
got
still, like
KO'd now, and that ruins your chin in a way.
what it does is that when guys never get finished in their career, they think that they're indestructible. Their chins are indestructible. That's just how it is. And when it goes, like they're like, "Oh, I'm human," and then like that leads to
More
like getting
tension.
finished more and more. You know what I mean? So I think like yeah, I would favor Edwards, but I could see Usman winning though. He should be the favorite still because as he dominated that fight until the end in the first round also.
I
But
think I agree, man. I think I'd lean towards Edwards because of that, and because he's going to be more confident. He's not going to fight at altitude. He's probably going to fight in front of the UK fans. Like I'm going to be surprised if Usman, dominates him for 5 rounds. No, but I would lean towards Edwards. Maybe even another finish. Maybe even I mean, look. We've seen guys like Usman get to the belt and have like no finishes, and then all of a sudden he starts knocking everyone out. Edwards could just go on a crazy streak where he's just knocking dudes
that's
out.
true.
Hell, bro, I'm just gonna say it now. Fuck, what if Hamzat gets knocked out by Edwards? And I think Hamzat.
Oh,
I
no
think.
way.
Hold on. I think Hamzat beats everybody. I think Hamzat's toughest fight still would be Shavkat Rakhmonov and Usman. I think Edwards is an easier fight, but I'm just saying, like that kick KOs anyone. Pretty except for Marvin Vittori. That's it. That KOs pretty much everyone that exists. Um, but like again, first of all, I don't think that's gonna be it because it was the last round. That kick again, I don't think Edwards is gonna start knocking everyone out, but straight up, I'd love to see that fight.
I
I
want
mean,
to
I,
say
I
something
think
else
I'd lean towards Edwards.
about that with Usman, and I don't know if you noticed this, Edwards had an exchange